talking about this
Previously. Yeah.
previously. So example being school, skating by, right? And then started grad school, decided I need to focus more.
Yeah.
That was like the simple solution to all of it. When I put my focus towards something, what any of us do, the results are always better. It's harder when our minds are all over the place. So when we drive our focus into one thing, changes. So grad school, straight A's, 4.0, never done that before.
Nice.
It just took me focusing on it. Things became easier. When things became easier and when I was rewarded for doing things better, be it a 4.0, and feeling better about myself, I became more driven because I knew I could accomplish something. I felt more passionate about what I was doing because I became good at it. And that's kind of a big one too. And I think that's something that we can highlight here. Like the more you do this, once you are doing it, and the better you get at it, the more passion you'll feel towards it, the more you'll want to do it, the more you'll want to do it better.
Yeah.
So driven, passionate, started to focus on learning about whatever it was, like happier about it, and just generally more motivated. So yeah, you get it. Motivated. Right. So this changed everything. I started to look at what I was doing. Like I was in grad school and I was at a job that I felt like would be probably my end goal. Like this was going to be my career. I finished school, they promote me, then I'm there in this care management role. And oddly enough, I guess, while my mom was like in the process of passing, she said I was naive for being so like thinking that this would work out and putting all my eggs in that basket. Turns out didn't work out. So I took different opportunities, like higher leverage opportunities, became a therapist, started working in behavioral counseling. I was unhappy with how that job was structured and how I was paid. So that's when I went into skilled nursing, social services, paid better, eventually got stressed and didn't like what I was getting paid. I still stayed driven, motivated. I didn't have passion about it. I didn't really want to be thinking about it when I wasn't there. So that's when I started looking into what can I take these skills and do something different without paying to go back to school, because I wasn't going to go back to school again. So that's when I started reading about sales, business. But with sales, I could leverage someone else's existing company. I didn't have to start something from scratch and hope. I could leverage that, but everything that, and I would encourage you to look into sales information. Number one, active listening. Number two, empathy. Being able to not necessarily know what someone's going through, but understand that you don't understand, so then you're curious about what they're going through and try to put yourself in their shoes. Active listening, empathy. When you're empathetic, you figure out what hurts. People will tell you what their pain points are. Then, with a part of active listening, you repeat their pain. So it's getting hard at home. Going upstairs is getting worse because my knee is really bad. Oh, that must be really hard. I can't imagine what it's like to be in your own home where you've been for so long, and now suddenly you can't go to a different part of your home where you're so used to sleeping, and now your bedroom is on the main floor. I'm not saying anything new. I'm just acknowledging that I hear them. And so active listening, empathy, repeating their pain, and having hard convos. Being able to have hard conversations. This is these are the major points of sales. They are also the major points of social work, therapy, doing what you've done, doing what I've done. So it's using the same thing that we've been doing, just in a different setting. And what a lot of people do when they get into sales, and especially in senior living sales, is they are not doing this. They are waiting. They are waiting to speak. And what they want to talk about, amenities and how this place is the best. This is the number one thing that I hear from families who tour with me. I've gone to so many other places and everybody just wants to talk and they want to say how their place is the best. Nobody's really listening to my problems, my parents' problems. They just want to say what they have to say. And so I often get, thank you so much for actually listening to us. I feel like we learned a lot and you didn't have something preloaded to jump into. So I think it's so important to not have an entire plan.
Yeah, like a script.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't need a script in this role. Maybe that helps in some sales jobs, but even then, I don't really think so.
Sure.
I think that what you need is product knowledge. Like, you gain that. You understand what's available, what things we can actually do. You get to understand that. And then if it really comes up, you can drop that in, but not like this is the solution. Because if we think this is the best, people are going to say, no, it's not. Because old home will always win.
Yeah.
No one wants to be here.
Yeah.
It is the nicest place, in my opinion, that one person could go if they had to, but everyone would rather be home. So me saying, well, it's just like a cruise ship and kick your shoes off. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that they are understood. And if you can be empathetic and you can actively listen to people and repeat back to them what they're saying, which is why I take so many notes when I'm touring, then they understand that you care. And if you care, you build a connection and you build rapport. And like, people are looking to people like us to help bridge like the biggest change they're going to experience. So many times I'm saying to people, I've never been in your shoes, obviously. I hope that when I get to that position, if I'm lucky enough to be your age, that there's someone like me who cares. So that is like, I mean, the biggest thing that I can really impart is that caring is sales. And it makes it successful sales. That's why we're doing so well here, is because I listen to people, I care, you make eye contact, you shake hands. They enjoy that.
Yeah.
So that's just part one. We'll get into more.